Do you like basketball?
Mm-hmm.
I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast recorded from my bedroom. I'm your host, Jack, aka Jokic Joestar. With me, as always, the world famous Pablo Escobar. Pablo, how you doing today?
One person in bed, one person in car. What we need a third place.
Oh, is it starting again? Perfect. All right. If you guys hear some noise, like a buzzing or a grinding, I legitimately think my neighbors are like building a standing cupboard or a wardrobe of sorts. It's just been constant nailing and drilling and sanding and grinding next door for about an hour and a half at this point. Uh, Not that I don't want them to pursue their passions, and I'm sure they feel this way about me talking for an hour and a half every other day at full volume, but it would be cool if it didn't fuck with my podcast, guys. Uh,
How
how's
close are you to the White House?
uh like I'd say maybe 20 blocks? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like not really that close. Why do you ask?
I'm thinking, is there potential for like a Lee Harvey Oswald setup going on upstairs?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I can see the Washington Monument from my house in the winter once all the leaves have fallen off a certain tree, but yeah, I can't see the White House. Thankfully,
Evil,
I don't.
evil fall Joestar. I hope all the trees die so I can see the
Yeah,
monument.
the trees don't die. That's not how it works. It's a cycle. They're still alive even when the leaves fall off. Oh my god. And guess what? I'm looking out the window right now. I'm looking at like the underside of the tree canopy. I see some brown in there. I see some yellow. Oh, it was 59 degrees when I woke up this morning. It's fucking beautiful. Oh my god, I feel so good.
What is the canopy? What part of the tree is that?
So the canopy in like a broader like I've always heard it used to describe the top of the rainforest. So, like, where all the tree leaves and foliage kind of comes together to form a roof of sorts.
Okay, that's all right. I've always heard the word canopy, but I've never thought about it.
Yeah, it's part of there. I don't know, the way there's like earth or like crust, mantle, core, like that kind of thing. There's like that in the rainforest too, where the top is the canopy, there's the floor, and then the middle, like all the branches where like monkeys and birds live, is like classified as its own separate ecosystem from like the dirt and the river of the rainforest. It's pretty cool.
I'd never go to a rainforest because the blue frog will be there, and if you
It's
touch it, you
warm. It's
die.
warm. It's nice. You'd like it. It's good. It's
It's
hot there.
it is it's a little too hot. It's a little too humid. and my number one thing, even above temperature, is dangerous animals. I can't be living where there's
That is so funny.
I can't be living where there's blue frogs that kill you.
Like Carson from Turd Sesh, you couldn't live in fucking Vietnam or wherever he was for a year, where he's like, yeah,
Oh,
there was a mamba in my Starbucks, and it was pretty sad, but it was a nice experience.
I went to the bathroom at night. There was a king cobra. No, I'm killing myself.
I'm not letting the cobra get the chance, man. I'm going out like a fucking warrior. I'm I'm killing myself immediately. Oh man. All right. Today I don't really have that much written down. I have 7 names. We are doing a make or break podcast. This was Pablo's idea. I'll let you take the lead. You want to explain the basic concept?
Every year, there's someone I feel like it's make or break for them. I'll tell you who it was last year. Last year there were a few guys. I was like, Trae Young, this is the year. And it's not necessarily like you got to win a championship this year or you suck. It's just in terms of clarity for who they are as a player. And so last year I was like, if Trae Young doesn't play off ball this year, if he can't figure out this year, this is probably just who he is. So we found out probably just who he is. The Darius Garland Donovan Mitchell pairing. I was like,
So you're spoiling my fucking list. Come on, man. Damn.
Well, hey, I was out on them already. That it would have been a surprise. Now you spoil it. But so that type of thing, and so
Yeah.
guys that I'm coming into this year, I'm thinking, I'm a little uncertain about the future. Some will give us certainty. If
Did you
my
get a
alarm went
call?
off.
Okay. You just your
My
mouse is moving and it's completely silent. Oh my God! Stop. Oh man.
So some guys, if they do good, I'm like, okay, I'm confident this guy's actually good. If they do bad, I'm like, maybe this guy's just bad.
Okay, all right. My whole list, I have a few guys like that, and then I would say 4 of mine are more so it's make or break in terms of maybe their relationship with the franchise and like what because most of mine, spoiler alert, are relatively young guards. And so it's like teams deciding what the path forward is going to look like. And if they don't see something from these guys, shit might get a little bit dicey for them. Do you want to go first in terms of like, I don't, is this a draft or are we just saying people?
We're just naming dudes.
Naming dudes. That's what
we're
the
just
pod's
throwing
all
guys.
about, baby.
Number 1, I'm gonna go Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
If Cade Cunningham doesn't take a leap this year, if he's not like efficient scoring or just like if he doesn't look like the savior of the franchise, then I'm out on him as the savior.
The turnovers immediately have to get better. I think that's one spot. It's like very reasonable to be like, 5 is too many, man. 3.5 for your setting, I can eat it, I can tolerate it, but like 4 or 5 for half of the year, pretty much, is just way too many.
He's been hyped for a long time as an elite passer. In college, I don't think he was elite, and that was a horrific situation. That was a situation worse than the Pistons in terms of spacing and capable scoring teammates. But even in the NBA, like even with spacing issues, the passing is not elite. And so if it's not elite by this year, then I'm done holding my breath. The shooting it was 40% in college. It has not been there. It is high volume and shot quality and stuff like that. But ultimately, if he doesn't get there as a shooter,
what was he at shooting this last season? Didn't he round out like
he got better. I think he did get to like 36.
Okay.
But I feel like he's the type of guy who has to be a very high level 3-point shooter because he's not the most bursty guy off the dribble. He's not a guy who can live at the rim in the half court unless he's winning consistently in other ways because he doesn't have like a great first step. So he's got to figure out he's got to get elite at something. If he doesn't, then I think you kind of do have to recalibrate this whole Pistons thing because you're like, well, the guy I drafted number 1 to be my savior, like we've been losing already. We weren't trying to, but the guy I drafted to be my savior, and I'm about to pay $200 million. Like he's looking like a pretty good complimentary wing. So then you got how do we move on from here?
Yeah. When I was putting together my list, it's kind of difficult to say make or break when a team is just like guaranteed 20 wins. Like it feels like everything's broken already and like the expectations for shit are just kind of like on the floor. But with Cade specifically, yeah. Everything in Detroit is building around that. So I think and so if they get like a really good pick in next year's draft, like if they got Cooper Flag or something, then like you can't like are you paying Cade to be your number 2 at that point? Which that could work, I guess, but I don't know. It's very strange to think about.
The thing with Cooper Flag is we don't know for sure if he'll be a savior. Well, no, I think people think he'll be a savior, but I don't know if they know about him like offensive floor raiser or something like that. He's supposed to be defensively like generational, but offensively, I think it's a little up in the air. People are already fighting wars on that online.
Nice. I love that.
But yeah, Pistons fans will not be happy to hear that because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna lose this. Probably get the 5th pick." And then, yeah. So
Hey, here comes Ace Bailey to save the franchise, baby.
hey, I'd still
Oh,
rather be them than be a Bulls. The Bulls.
hey, there's a bull. There's a bull on my list somewhere. Uh, the first player I had, I was mostly out on them, but the last third of last season, I will refrain from hanging up the phone for a little bit longer. Jalen Green with the Houston Rockets.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have. Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, where I mean, like, pretty self-explanatory. And the Rockets are so weird because any other front office, the blueprint is so laid out already. It's like, okay, you have Şengün, and you're trying to get the team to like build around him and his timeline. And so for that specific goal, it's really make or break for Jalen Green because it's like, all right, you fit the timeline well. And if you can be our second option star guard that plays off of this offensive hub, like post up big man really well, that'd be great. We would love for that to happen. But with the Rockets and all of the rumors of like, hey, could we get Kevin Durant right now? Could we get Jimmy
him?
Butler right now? Could we do that?
All it would take is
It's
Şengün.
yeah, like but we'll give you Jalen Green if you give us Mikal Bridges. It's fine. Like we'll do that. So it's even more so if he doesn't look really good for the first half of this season, I feel like they're aggressively shopping him at the deadline.
His whole career to this point is basically propped up by March of last year or whatever
Exactly.
that was. But it was such a sick March that you
26 points per game on like great the three-pointer came around. They were playing like Pistons, Wizards, Spurs.
They beat OKC in there though.
Oh my god. OKC with no Shea and like the worst J-Dub game I've ever tuned in for. It was insane. But like that was the win they really hung their hats on. Regardless, I'll believe it. I'll believe it. I don't care. You know, I'll buy into it. I'll pay attention a little bit more. But very make or break season for Jalen Green.
They beat OKC. See, you remember Shea wasn't there. This guy was playing bad. All I remember is God, that Euro step was looking sick that night.
And that's the thing is like when he's cooking, the upside is really sick. Where it's like this is the most athletic guy I've ever seen, and like his jump shot is really cool.
And he looks cool. He has a cool name. Yeah.
The hair while he's jumping around, it's like the Kobe White effect where really good first step if you have big hair makes it look even better. Steve Nash was like that a lot too, where like if he's running around changing directions in the paint and his like cunty little bob is like bouncing back and forth on his head, that made him look even cooler out there. So yeah, I think I want it. I don't know. I don't even know if I want it to be true because I have no idea if it's true what that really means for like the career arc of Şengün. But it does feel like that's one of the guys we're waiting on because everybody was outside of Houston. Everybody was ready to be done with the Jalen Green experiment. And then, yeah, March, like he just bought a lot of people back in.
That's true in that if he does pop off, like the ideal world is he is March Jalen Green just forever, and he recognizes that he needs to play off of Şengün. But yeah, they're probably those things probably don't coincide.
Yeah, like if you told me, I don't know, if you told me Jalen Green is that guy, but he doesn't recognize that playing off Şengün makes his life way easier. Like he's just locked into the fact he's like, I'm that guy. I need the ball in my hands, baby. Like if you told me that was the reality of like his quote unquote intangibles or whatever, I'd be like, that makes sense, I guess. Like he's been an alpha at every level up until this point. So yeah, that's my first pick is Jalen Green.
All right, let's see who is my next pick. Okay, I've got one. I think you may have this guy's brother. I'm going to pick LaMelo Ball. If LaMelo, and this one's a little different. This one is mostly injury based. If LaMelo Ball misses significant time again, then I think like Cade, I'm out on him as the Hornets savior. Like then he just becomes what if guy. Like, how much is 25, 30, 40 games of LaMelo Ball worth? Like,
Yeah.
we got to recalibrate this whole thing.
Let me pull this up. I want to see. So LaMelo in his first 3 seasons has played, or wait, his first 4 seasons has played 184 games. I wonder what Curry was at prior to all of like the ankle shit kind of fixing. I mean, really miraculously fixing itself. There's no guarantee that that happens with LaMelo Ball, especially because Curry, like LaMelo, is going to have to continually be a prolific like driver to kind of maximize what he is as a passer, both in the pick and roll and kicking it out to shooters as well. Curry, the ankle shit didn't haunt him for his entire career, I feel like, because he is so perimeter based and there's just a lot less I don't know, risk associated with like landing on somebody when you're not driving quite as much as LaMelo Ball would need to maximize his offensive shit. Steph still drove a lot, obviously, but just not to the same extent. And it was coming off of, I don't know, situations where like all his defenders were running behind him trying to catch up to him. It's not like the defense was like set ready for him to come downhill all the time.
Another issue is LaMelo Ball's pressing way harder on the gas pedal when he's driving, so that puts more strain on his ankles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first 4 seasons, Steph Curry played 258 games. So
He's dwarfing him.
Yeah, that is nearly 70 games more than LaMelo Ball at that point. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, that sucks because the Hornets, like, that's the one guy you hit on early that you're like, this guy has real potential. Like, Kemba was always good, but I think people knew there were limitations. Like, LaMelo is like a 6'8" playmaking god. But
It's so funny to be like, Kemba's pretty good, but everyone knew he was fucking short. And LaMelo
he's
Ball's
really
6'7",
small.
baby. Like, this guy can do anything.
Oh, I'm looking at a really cool falcon fly through the woods.
Ooh, is it diving and hunting something, or is it just kind of scanning?
Ooh, it's just like scanning, but it's gliding every now and then.
I bet that
Whoa.
has to be so overstimulating to be imagine being able to like see something from 600 feet away, just like pinpoint accuracy. That would be so crazy.
But yeah, but they don't have headphones, so they don't know about the strokes or anything. They're not watching TikTok, so they're not taking. They would look at us and they're thinking, "Wow, that's stressful." Trying to record a
That's
podcast
stressful.
while your neighbors are woodworking. I wouldn't want to have to do that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, the Hawks.
I'm just out here looking for field mice and shit. I live a simple life, baby.
I'll tell you what. There's an uptick in mice around me. I've never seen so many mice in the wild. I've never seen any mice in the wild. All of a sudden this summer, I'd guess say I've seen 6 or 7 mice, give or take.
Damn. I mean, that's a 600 or 700% increase if you're going from zero.
I bet it's because of the cicadas. People are saying that there's been more bunnies. That they're noticing more bunnies. I don't know if that's a Illinois or Chicago specific thing or just a country thing, but there's been talk of more bunnies. People think there's an abnormal amount of bunnies, and if that is true, it could be because the cicadas, because everyone was eating well this summer.
Yeah.
And so the mice could do the same thing.
As someone who lives in a very urban environment, I'm not super bunny pilled. It's not that I never see bunnies, but I don't know. They're just not. I don't have a ton of spots where I'm going to encounter them regularly. So I can't speak to the uptick.
Tons of bunnies in Pittsburgh, I'll tell you that.
How do you know? Or why do you know? What the hell?
I spent some time in Pittsburgh.
Recently?
Within the past decade.
Okay, all right, whatever. LaMelo
I
Ball.
just remember walking at night and I'd be like, man, there's a lot of bunnies.
There's a lot of bunnies out here. Do you have any final thoughts on LaMelo Ball? I'm there with LaMelo. It's just harder. With Cade, there are like those concrete issues. And there's definitely those with LaMelo as well, where it's like Cade. I have faith that Cade could contribute to a good defense right now, much less like what his defensive ceiling is. Like if LaMelo ever got to where Cade is defensively right now, I would be surprised. So like, I don't know. It's just harder. He has the compound issue of he's missing a ton of time, and then even when he is on the floor, you're so enraptured. You're like, holy shit, I finally get to watch LaMelo ball, that sometimes I get in the sense of like ignoring some of his flaws and just overlooking them a little bit.
Yeah, he's still, even if he's healthy, I think he's similar to Cade. The rim pressure is a concern with him because he's not the greatest at getting there either in the half court. With him, though, I do think we know he's an elite passer, and I think he's a more reliable shooter. And
agreed. Yeah.
And he's been like, he hasn't really been like a heliocentric guy there. He's been pretty on and off the ball.
Yeah, with when Rozier and him would do some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, they weren't always on the floor together because of the health shit, but yeah, they were. Rozier had the ball in his hands plenty of time, and you can't really speak to that with like. I would say that's probably a reason Monty Williams was a little bit hesitant to play Jaden Ivey, even though I mean Killian Hayes is bad with the ball in his hands and without it in his hands, so I don't understand the thought process there, but whatever.
It was sabotage.
Yeah, he wanted to be fired. That's the short and long of it. All right, my second one. Fuck it, I'll go to what you already mentioned. This is a dual threat. Darius Garland is the player I wrote down here. And then the entire Mobley, Mitchell, Allen, Garland setup in Cleveland as well. It's a make or break for both of those things. I don't care that everybody seems happy right now. I don't care that they got a new coach in there. I just don't care. It feels like the entire thing is like if they can't be a prolific regular season team with everybody healthy at the very least and be reliable in the playoffs, I don't need them to be like a dominant postseason team, but I need to see like them be good and play off of each other well. If I don't get that, I'm pretty much out. I'm already damn near out on the entire combo, but Garland specifically with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, I feel like it's fairer to say, oh, they're fit. They're really like bump heads on their fit. Garland should be able to play off Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is not like the most difficult guy in the world to play next to. He has the ball in his hands a lot of the time, yes, but he takes up so much defensive pressure and he gets everybody so out of position with his ability to split doubles, get to the rim, and shoot the ball. Garland should be able to operate off of that. And some of that is coming back to the 3-point shooting that has stagnated a little bit, and the fact that within the 3-point arc, he's really only super effective when he's running pick and rolls, and that's made it a little bit difficult. I just need to see more out of Garland.
Yeah, I'm already there with that. It was make or break for me last year with both those guys. Garland, I'm willing to maybe give a little extension just because he had the jaw injury. He was like losing weight and everything. But Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, like I feel like it's a lot.
It's
like,
cooked.
I'm already like, what's gonna happen? Short of Evan Mobley becoming.
Oh, he's 40%, and he's 40% in April on 2 attempts. Oh my god.
Yeah, short of that, and Jared Allen also coming back, shooting threes. Probably not going to work out. So just really delaying the inevitable. For Garland and Mitchell to work, I think Mitchell or I think Garland has to take a leap as a finisher in traffic and specifically as a cutter. But yeah, I just don't know if that's jaw related or if that's just the reality of him as a guy, because he's a little tiny guy.
Yeah, well, the jaw thing, losing weight definitely didn't help with that, but I feel like his floater got fucked up too. I feel like he used to have a really solid floater, like a off-brand Trae Young thing, where he was really good at faking the floater into a lob pass or just shooting the floater. I felt like he was really good at both of those things in his All-Star season. And I mean, again, with Mitchell having the ball so much, the opportunity for those is a little bit less. Floaters on like off-ball cuts and shit. It doesn't feel like the most common shot off the top of my head, but yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to hold my breath on Garland specifically as a player, but if we don't get back to like high offensive production, it's looking like he could be like a one all-star type career. It's already kind of looking like that, but I'm willing to suspend my decision.
Yeah, and now that Josh Giddey moved to the East, I don't know how many.
I mean, yeah, how there's only so many all-star spots. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with a pairing. I'm gonna go with a duo.
Okay.
Fox Sabonis. I'm not
Ooh.
counting on anything to happen this year, but if nothing happens this year, if there's no progress, I don't know how you keep it together. I don't know how you just run it back. I like I said, I think we probably know that it's not going far, but for management and for that fan base to finally be like, all right, let's do something. And I don't know what that means. If it means, because you would probably get more for Fox, but if you trade Fox, then I feel like that's probably just
You're not addressing the issue.
Yeah.
you're just redecorating what really lies at the heart of the problem there.
Yeah, and then I don't know what team is giving up something for Sabonis, because if it doesn't work, then other teams are like, well, yeah, if they couldn't make it work, why would I be able to make it work? But also teams are stupid, so maybe the Bulls, maybe we'll give up something huge for Sabonis.
Bulls could do it.
No, he's literally Lithuanian.
Oh, you better go knock that fucking caveman out. Otherwise, yeah, you're giving up shit. It'd have to be Kobe White and Patrick Williams and Io DeSumo, and you guys still have picks coming, right?
Yeah, I need to call up the DNC and say, call up the convention, be like, this is Arturis Konashovas. I'm going to attack, and then get him deported.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because similarly, yeah, this doesn't feel like a make or break thing because what is making it look like for them? And then
what if they had like a fluke conference finals run?
It's still tough because I feel like if they got perfect matchups every single round and then they get to the conference finals and it's what's the dream matchup there? Like the Mavs, the Thunder, the Nuggets, or the Wolves, or the Grizzlies? Are they like seriously pushing any of those teams?
Probably not. If they, I guess they haven't gotten to the second round yet, have they? So
They
if they got to the second round, do you think they'd be like, all right, we're building?
Yes. Okay, so like I think for a team, a franchise, and a fan base that has been so starved for postseason success, competitive first round series with the team with the reigning champions at that point, the Golden State Warriors. Steph has 50 in game 7. You can write that off as like, fuck, we didn't have the best player in the series, blah, blah, blah. It was no postseason experience for most of the team. Sabonis was getting really upset with Draymond, all that shit. You missed the playoffs the next year. Then the season after that, this upcoming season, you make the second round. I think a lot of people in Sacramento circles would spin that as like, oh, we are building, even though, I mean, there's definitely a chance like someone's in the first round and they're hurt and you get that. Or you do draw. I don't even know what a perfect matchup would be for them. Anybody who can like seriously counteract Sabonis in terms of like front court personnel, it feels like it just completely neuters their team.
Oh, we got to remember the DeRozan element. They added a star.
Hey, maybe we'll get to see why he was called DeFrozen again. Maybe we'll get all the way back there.
Or maybe this was the team that'll unlock it. Who is maybe, let's see, who would DeRozan really cook in the playoffs in the West? Like He wouldn't cook any OKC guard. Who's a guard that he's just bullying? If Tyus Jones.
Hey, if they played the Nuggets, it would be hard. I think the guards would cook in the Nuggets series because at that point you're putting Christian Brown on Fox probably, and I guess DeRozan is just going at it. Really, he might be going at like Michael Porter Jr. or something, or like Peyton Watson, which Watson's good. He'd be fine at it, but I do think the shots it's always been that problem with DeRozan in the playoffs. He's still generating all the shots he dominated the regular season with. He's just missing them at that point. And so I think he would still be able to do all the shit he did in the regular season, or he's going to do in this regular season against Denver. I just feel like there's this massive sample size of him not being good in those settings that everybody who wants to be optimistic about Sacramento is kind of ignoring.
Yeah. Who's yours?
My next one. Fuck it. I put Zach LaVine down. That was the bull. Are you out on him?
I don't know. In terms of him like getting back to that peak scoring level, I honestly haven't really thought about it. I would assume that is not going to happen, but I don't know if I would guarantee. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I'm trying to load up. What's his contract at right now? Okay.
Well, I think he's pretty new.
$78 million. It's not loading for me. What the fuck?
I think he's got like 4 years left or something. I think we just signed him to an extension.
Okay. Well, he's making an average of
40 a year, right?
Oh shit. Okay. Well then, yeah. I'm literally just reading like the top. Okay. So next year he's making 43. 2026 he's making 46. 2027 he's making $48.9 million. Okay. Like I said at the top of this podcast, I did not write anything down or really do any research on these. LaVine getting back to a level that justifies $40 million, much less $50 million. Yeah, it's a make or break season. If he's 20 points per game again next year and he plays 40 games, this is rapidly like Bradley Beal level bad contract. There's no trade clause there, thankfully, but Jesus Christ, I did not know it was that much money.
Yeah, it's tough. I think with him it's unique because like it's already for sure broken, but there's a chance he can play well enough to get traded for them to get off the contract. But I'm not holding my breath for it to happen.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so he comes out next year. How many games did he play? Did he literally play no games last year?
No, he played a little bit.
25 games. All right. So the year before that, 2023, he was 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 48% from the field and 37% from 3 for 61% true shooting. And that's with just over 2 turnovers a game. I think it's with 2.5 actually. If he gets back to that level, does somebody trade for him?
It becomes possible. Just because I don't know if it would be a good trade, but
I don't know. It wouldn't. But this is just, can it happen?
Yeah, I think it becomes possible because he is. You can sell people on the scalability of the 3-point shooting and just the closeout attacking, and yeah, I think it becomes possible. Right now, it seems impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I want to see what he looks like again next season. It just does feel like if he's bad again next year, or if he's mid again next year, I guess, then I don't think anybody's touching the last 2 years of that contract.
Yeah.
I think it's just like out of the realm of possibility. I mean, he'll get traded as like an off the books guy in the final year probably, but other than that, yeah.
What a disaster.
Nice. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Franz Wagner's offense.
Ooh.
If Franz Wagner is bad offensively, I'm gonna say this is probably who this guy is. Like, he's probably just a great defensive player, great connected playmaker, scorer if he's scorer. So I need to see some juice from Franz, because the first 2 years were pretty good, but I feel like they were mostly framed in terms of like, this guy's gonna get better. Because if we're here right now, imagine what it'll look like when he's actually a 6'10" guy scoring high volume, high efficiency. But I'm gonna need some 3-point shooting leap, or just overall scoring leap. He wasn't terribly inefficient overall, but I'm gonna need to see some more juice before I buy into the hype.
Yeah, so comparing his last 2 seasons, fuck. Age 21 Franz is so sick, dude. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 48% from the field, 36% from 3 on 4.5 takes per game. Yeah, I mean, that's the 3-point shooting is really what it comes down to. I don't know if he's ever going to be, like, realistically, if he hits 52% from the field. I think that's like a good, lofty but solid expectation for him. He's never going to be like a super duper efficient inside the arc guy, but if the jump shooting comes along to the point where the overall true shooting percentage comes up, yeah, that's the difference between a second option on a team that's like competitive in the conference finals and a team where Paolo is just branded as like a backpack guy because his second option is continually shitting the bed in the playoffs. Because if he can't shoot, he is a guy who can get schemed out in the postseason if he's in such a big offensive role. Because Orlando needs him to do so much. And even looking back to this postseason, there were those moments where they were like exasperated with him, and it was like Jalen Suggs time, and Jalen Suggs time looked as good, if not better, in some of those possessions.
Yeah, I think, gotta develop as off-ball 3-point shooter. There's some potential as an on-ball 3-point shooter. He hit a sick pull-up 3 during the Olympics.
And he made Wemby fall. He just couldn't convert the shot.
Yeah, and so I do think he has rim attacking potential. I don't know what he shot, if he's been shooting good at the rim these past few years, but he is huge. He's like 6'10", and I feel like he's got
bigger than Jared Allen.
Bigger than Jared Allen, and he's already a world champion. So, Franz, I need to see it.
Yeah, that's understandable. I want to see it. I was in on Franz last 2 years, and I was in on him last year, and I was looking for any like time frame where I could be like, hey, December to February, 35% from 3, baby. It's coming back. And there's just like nothing. And he was just a dog shit shooter the whole year. But the first 2 seasons, 35 and 36% from 3 respectively, on like mid volume. I have faith that is closer to the reality, especially when you're playing off of like a downhill passer like Banchero. It's just going to be easier for you offensively, especially once you add in KCP and a lot of other guys on the roster taking steps forward. Hopefully, you have other survivable 3-point shooters on the roster as well, so the team's not looking to you to be like half of the floor spacing. I feel like that situation, I am comfortable calling him good. He will be good enough to space the floor that way. I don't think this last year was representative of who he is as a player, but I do need to see it as well.
Who's your next?
Ooh. Do you want a Heat player or do you want a Hawks player?
Give me a Hawks player first.
DeAndre Hunter.
I'm already out.
You're already out? Oh, fuck. I mean, with Jalen Johnson coming in and doing like a lot of the cool DeAndre Hunter style stuff, it's not looking great for my guy, but I'm here. I'm here. If you have tools, I'm in on you. You know, like
You're a hunter.
yeah, I'm a hunter. It just feels like this season they've been hoping for him to be more than a reliable 15 points per game okay shooter. Like I don't know, kind of off-brand or Keegan Murray, not Chris Murray. Holy shit. They've been hoping for him to be more than that going on like 3 years at this point, and he's just been like very steadily that guy and nothing more. And I think he could be a little bit more than he's shown, but this is the year that I would have to see it. God damn. So many.
There's
Can you?
an ambulance going by that we
Yeah.
got.
Well, it's your turn to talk, genius.
Yeah. Wait. So who? Oh, DeAndre Hunter. Yeah. I'm just out on him as 3 and D. Like he's kind of always been a fake-ish 3 and D guy. Like what has he shot for the past couple of years from 3?
Hey, last 3 seasons. All right, so 2023 kind of mid, but so 2022 he was 38% on 4 attempts. 2023 he was 35% on 4 attempts, and then this last season he was 38.5% on 5.3 attempts. So that's what I'm saying. He's like 26 years old. He's what? He's 6'10 or he's 6'8. God damn. All right, I overshot
7'2"
that a little.
wingspan.
Well, that's what makes me think he's taller, is because his arms are big. Yeah. But a guy like that, shooting that 38, 39% on solid volume, that's somebody that the Hawks need to step up if they want to get out of like the mediocre sphere into the hey, these guys are pretty good sphere. Like I'll pay attention to them a little bit more. Next year, if he's not that this upcoming season, then he's another guy I could see getting pushed at the deadline.
Yeah, he's interesting because they drafted him to be a 3 and D guy. Obviously, he was like defensive player of the year in college or whatever, and he was really good on the ball. But people really criticized his off the ball defense and the 3-point shot. People questioned whether like how functional it was, and
like Zion blocked the shit out of this guy. He can't shoot.
He's really slow. The shot, you don't really know what's going on. But then there was a little bit where he started popping off as like a shot creator, which was a surprise. People are like, what's going on here? And he's on like kind of a big contract, right? Because of that. But ultimately, yeah, I'm just kind of out. I don't know. I feel like he's a little bit Harrison Barnesy. Like he looks like he should be a good defender. Sometimes he is, but overall it's not there. And then the offense, like, will it be good offense? Like you could give him the ball to generate offense, and he can hit like catch and shoot threes. But overall, how much are we moving the needle here? So I'm out on DeAndre Hunter. I would like him to be better for my Lord and Savior Trae Young, but yeah, I'm not.
It's broken.
I'm Kevin's mom in Home Alone. No, I'm not, because she's looking for him. I'm one of the siblings who's like, dork.
Where did the Home Alone thing come from? Is that just like
because he's left home? You're Kevin's mom. You already left, but you're like, man, I really want to go back and get him.
Fuck. Guys, he could be the missing piece. Oh my god, we could win a playoff series. We just need, and you're just
imagine him on this vacation. That'd be so sick.
And you're just playing your like first generation Game Boy. It's got 8 pixels on it. You're like, shut up, mom. DeAndre's annoying. Who's your next?
All right, so my final is another tandem. Another dynamic duo.
All right.
Damian Lillard and Giannis.
I had Damian Lillard on mine as well.
Whoa!
Okay, right on.
If it doesn't happen this year, it's not going to happen. And Giannis will probably leave.
Ooh, that's kind of spicy. I don't know if he's leaving. That's the problem I have. Like, if he leaves, absolutely, this is a make or break year. Like, if that is the domino effect of them not being that good this season, then yes. I struggled to call it as a duo because I think if Giannis stays there, then you continually just have that, oh, this is like the 15th best player we've ever seen play basketball. He's 32 years old. He's still really, really good. Like, there's stuff here that can make you believe they've got a shot if everything lines up. But if he leaves, it's completely fucking cooked. For Dame, I just wrote it down because it's like pretty rapidly we are running out of chances for him to win a title. And while I think people like you and me have respect for what he did in the postseason in Portland.
People like me. No, carry on.
You people. Oh. we respect what he did in the postseason. Like we know. I mean, fucking me, Nuggets fan. I know what Damian Lillard did in the postseason. It was scary.
Guys, the Pelicans was a long time ago. Get over it.
Drew Holiday is literally a 2-time champion. He's an Olympic gold medalist. What do you want? Okay, you want someone to score on that guy? Fuck off.
Anthony Davis too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, New Orleans Anthony Davis was so sick. So yeah, we respect it. I don't think the upcoming generation will very much. I think a lot of that will probably get written off as time moves forward as like, oh, cool first round appearance, dude. Cool first round buzzer beater, blah blah blah. So a lot of legacy shit for Dame. If he wins in Milwaukee, or even really if they had like a fucking battle conference finals with the Celtics and he played really well against Derek White and Drew Holiday, then maybe some of that shit becomes a little bit more canon for the next generation. But as it stands right now, I just think his legacy compared to like the Steph, Russell Westbrook, even like the Kyries of the world.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna be on the porch saying Damian Lillard was better than Westbrook and Kyrie. They're gonna say, "I'll take, Grandpa. Shut up and
I'll take." Dude, the
eat your
Kyrie thing is
cosmic
crazy to
dream."
me. The Kyrie thing is crazy because if you asked anybody in any of those years, I mean, there were people who would say Kyrie the way there always have been. It's been the same people the entire time. But like anyone sensible in those seasons where Dame was like killing it, it was just like, oh yeah, there is being a good second option in the playoffs to prime LeBron James, and then there's being somebody who can like carry a mid team to 50 wins.
I do think it is fair when it was peak Kyrie. I do think it is fair to say like I'd rather have the guy I know can be complementary, an elite complementary player, like producing against these elite Warriors defenses versus just like a mid to high tier floor raiser who
blew all those leads to Warriors defenses. Pretty crazy.
Who, if you don't have the defense around him, you're not doing anything. I do think it's fair to, if you were in like 2016, 2017, and you were like, Kyrie's better for that reason. But
like Boston Kyrie, that was still like a discussion and stuff. Boston into Brooklyn and shit.
Boston Kyrie kind of killed it because then you're like, man, things are way better when it comes to leading a team like yourself. Lillard is obviously like on the court and off the court. But yeah, since then, you know what? If it doesn't happen this year, then we might have to be like, you know what? Lillard wouldn't have been able to play off of LeBron like that in 2016. He couldn't figure out how to play with Giannis. And
Giannis is still really good, dude.
Yeah. So this is a lot of Lillard. You need to pop off for our retroactive arguments. There's no argument for Westbrook over him. I'll never
Westbrook hater. I'll adopt the Westbrook. Hey, backup point guard on the Nuggets, baby. That's my backup. Westbrook, I think. What would the argument be? Triple
for
double?
Westbrook over Lillard?
Are you serious? Triple double. I mean, how many rebounds was Damian Lillard pulling down, pal? Probably like 4. Fucking loser. Holy shit.
And Westbrook scored 30 points. He scored more points and got more.
Westbrook had a game where he scored 20 points, got 20 rebounds, and got 20 assists for Nipsey Hussle.
For Nipsey Hussle. What has Damian Lillard ever done? He made his own rap. That's trash. That's
garbage.
I don't listen to it.
we could rap better. Pablo's gonna put out a diss track for Damian Lillard.
Have you seen that girl who did a diss track on LeBron on TikTok?
No.
She's really funny. It's just like, I think she's done some on other. She's not a rapper. She's just like, LeBron, you're old, but she does rhyme. But it's funny. She pulls it off. But yeah, Damian Lillard, it's make or break.
Oh my god, make or break. Okay, well that rounds mine out.
Wait, if Lillard is bad this year, I feel like Giannis is definitely leaving, because what moves do they have left? And he's said to the media, he's been open about it. Like, if I don't feel like I could win a championship here, sayonara.
I guess I just thought. I mean, I guess I haven't really thought about this that much. I thought the Adrian Griffin hire and getting Damian Lillard as like real quote unquote offensive help maybe calmed those desires to leave a little bit, or the readiness to leave. But Adrian Griffin's gone, and I don't think NBA players, not specific to Giannis, but I don't think NBA players as a collective are really that good at being like, that's on me, guys. I fucked up. Like a lot of people in the league are just kind of like, that could have worked if we had done something different and done like it's not my fault, guys. So
also famously, and new head coach is pretty alienating. So it wouldn't be a shocker if he's like, get me away from Doc Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, how are you a personality manager that nobody likes? It's a age-old question. How the fuck does that work, man? All right, my last one, I wrote down Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he's another one I'm pretty much done on. I feel like I know what he is. Like, spark plug, hopefully off the bench scorer. Probably being paid too much. But yeah, I guess there's the variation would come in how high level of an offensive player he is. Are there still Tyler Hero truthers out there who are like, he's Devin Booker?
I mean, I'm sure it's the Heat we're talking about. There's definitely those people. But I wrote this one is like the definitive I was talking about earlier, like their relationship with the team. How does that work? Because for all of the criticisms we have kind of thrown, jokingly or not, at Jimmy Butler for going to tennis matches instead of basketball games and like not playing or trying that hard in the regular season, all that shit, he is 34 right now. And when you look at the rest of the team, Bam tries all the time, is one of the best second options in the league. I feel like one of the best defenders in the league. They have a pretty deep team this season if you look at all their like competent role players. And then with Hero, it's just kind of like, okay, can our 34-year-old superstar who wants to be like fresh for the playoffs, can he rely on our like 26-year-old quote unquote star guard to help us win? Like, I mean, what did they win last year? They were in the fucking play-in.
They won that game against the Celtics, though.
Yeah, they won 46.
But that was because of us, because we were like, what could they possibly do to win a game? We would need everyone to make threes, and then they had like a historic shooting night.
I totally forgot about that. That is one of the funniest calls we have ever had. Is both of us for 45 minutes just being like, this is the biggest fucking wash of a series I've ever seen. There is no chance Miami wins a game. And then Tyler Hero had like a 30-point triple-double or something while everybody else on the team shot 80% from three. Yeah. I would just like to see more out of Hero in terms of like contributing, or not contributing, but just like lifting the Heat to a good regular season standing so that they aren't fighting this monumental uphill battle. I know they like it to be tough. They don't want the easy way, all that bullshit, but
culture.
Sometimes it's nice to have the easy way. And last year he was 21, 5 and 5 on 44% from the field and nearly 40% from 3 on 8 attempts a game. He only played 42 games there. I guess my question, that is like a really good player, but he's also 24, 25 years old, and there's not really going to be a shortage of touches on this team next season. Can he do more to help out in that regard? Is he going to be healthy? And if the answer to both of those questions is no, then does Miami start to kind of see what they could get for him on the trade market? So compared to the guys I talked about that I think could be heavily pushed at the trade deadline, the relationship between Hero and the Heat, this would be more so just like, hey, maybe he's available. Does anyone want him? Like, they're not going to be like aggressively throwing him for whatever offer they could get. But if the right package came along, I could see the Heat doing it.
Well, remember Pat Riley alongside kind of Jimmy Butler. He was one of the guys he trashed in his like post-season conference where he's like, I like guys that stay healthy. It was like how Trump said, John McCain, I like soldiers who don't get captured. I like basketball players whose ankles don't snap or whatever Tyler Hero has. And he kept saying like, we got to have people playing games. So if Hero's injured again, I feel like they're a little upset with him there. As far as trade value, it's tough because he's a very much like Zach LaVine. And up until recently, they were always like, could you trade Zach LaVine for Tyler Hero? And I was always like, I do not want Tyler Hero.
Could I trade this can of Coke for this can of Diet Coke, maybe?
And I was like healthy Zach LaVine is straight up better than Tyler Hero because he's way better attacking the rim. But if if he's injured, they're both just high level shooters who can't play defense really. Hero's better passer, but still, Zach LaVine just felt like a more high end offensive player. Hero is like, he's closer to being Jordan Poole than he is to being who's the highest end of that spectrum.
I mean, are we talking like 27 on 50, 40, 90 Zach LaVine? Like, I feel like that is a very high end player for this archetype.
Because Hero and Poole, they don't have that rim attacking ability, but they have a playmaking. So who's the finesse? Who's the top end finesse guy? I guess, not Trae Young, because Trae Young feels a little too different, but like finesse shooter passers who can't play defense.
I don't think Trae Young's a horrible comp. If you nerf Trae Young's passing to be good instead of like one of the best we've ever seen.
And he's the thing is he's like it's so ball dominant. Like these guys aren't even point guards. They're just like off guards.
Yeah. It is tough. I'm totally drawing a blank. Jordan Poole's a good comp, but I'm high.
Maybe Maxey, or is he better defensively?
Oh, he's way better defensively, but I think,
and he's probably worse than them as passers, but he's getting it. He's okay.
He's good. I mean, he averaged like 6 assists, but those guys playing off of Embiid running a million pick and rolls, they would probably average a lot of assists as well. So yeah, I think Maxey's a fair comp. There's comps. They have shades of a lot of players, but they're just worse at different things. So yeah, I think it could be like if you told me Hero averaged 24 a game next season and he played 50 games, that wouldn't be the most surprising thing I ever heard. But I just think something's got to give in Miami. The Jimmy Butler era can't last forever. He's getting old. They need more help in the postseason. And so, yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, luckily, Jaime Jaquez is Paul Pierce, and Jovic is Jokic, and who did they draft this year?
A big guy.
Kel'el Ware.
Yeah, he was good in summer league.
Oh yeah. So this is kind of okay. So we're kind of going to Orlando. We're kind of going. He's Dwight. Jovic is Turkoglu,
and that's so sick.
Jaquez is Rashard Lewis, and Tyler Hero's Jameer Nelson. Wow.
Well, if they could beat LeBron, they could win a title.
They could.
All right, that's my whole list. The last one I had after that was Damian Lillard. I got 3 lobbyist requests here. You want to run through them real quick?
All right, we'll give him a boom.
Time stamp. What are we at? Pretty much an hour exactly. All right, so we have Sam Slippery Fetus K, who are the biggest highlight reel merchants in the NBA of all time. We talked about this on Nerd Sesh a little bit when we were on there.
Yeah.
Jason Williams is the one that came up a lot. Beyond that, I know Carson said Kobe is like
I said Kobe.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. I mean, that's your take. Defend it if you want.
No, Kobe's not the ultimate because there's still stuff there.
Oh, Jamal Crawford is one. Where Jamal Crawford, like, not really a testament. Jason Williams is the definitive one because, like, if you look at how he was playing and the success of his teams, it's like, holy shit, this is the guy who did the elbow pass. Are you kidding? It's like shocking. Whereas Crawford, good player, like really talented ball handler, scorer, all that shit. But his highlights make him look like he is like prime Kyrie Irving level offensive guy, and that's just not the case.
I feel like James Wiseman and like Bull, like some of the mixtape generation. Oh, maybe Jalen Green. Maybe
Jalen Duren is who I was gonna think of.
Oh, do you mean low light king? No.
Well, I mean his dunks are so cool.
Yeah, there's some guys out there who are Andre Drummond. What if you just pulled up his highlights?
Andre Drummond's cool because the ratio of highlights to lowlights is abysmal. It's like 1-5. But the highlights, he is not afraid to attempt guard like shit in game for a big man. So whether that's in like the fast break or he gets a guy that he thinks he can take off the face up dribble.
Chet, remember he made him fall.
Exactly. When those things work out, oh, it's so cool. But the lowlights of those are the ones where he like tries to finger roll and he like throws it into the stands on accident and shit like that.
Josh Giddey is a highlight merchant. Those passes look sick.
Josh Giddey.
He's literally Jason Kidd in the highlights.
Low key. Oh, low key. If we want to talk about like some of the Rondo years where he was like leading the league in assists, and it's like Rondo is cool because the range of motion his big arms and his big hands have, he can whip the ball in any direction with a lot of force, and it looks very cool. And the passes seem to come out of nowhere. It's like, how the fuck did he see that? But it's the offenses he's running are so bad when you like watch the teams play.
Yeah, you led the league in assists that 1 year in Sacramento,
and they were fuck. Let me pull it up. Yap real quick. I want to see this.
They were not a playoff team.
Well, that's not even my thing. Is the year in Sacramento? I want to see what ranked offense they were. Okay, they were 15th. All right, that's there's one where he did it in Boston, and they are legitimately like the 27th offense in the league. It's crazy.
If you got prime Cousins and you got prime Rondo, not prime Rondo, but leading the league in assists Rondo, and it's 15th best offense, you got to ask some questions.
Yeah, you do. Where the hell is Tyreek Evans?
Well, what was their? No, they're probably 30th that year
in defense.
No, and Tyreek Evans' offensive rookie year.
Oh, probably 25-5 though. Not that many people can claim that. All right, that's the highlight merchants. Augusto Davos, sacrilegious shit in the Patreon. He says, "How do you find the motivation to get through One Piece? I just finished Skypiea, and my main takeaway has been the pacing has just been god awful. It takes Luffy so long just to punch Enel once, and I've heard the pacing gets worse. How do you do it?"
One Piece.
I don't know how to watch One Piece. I've never figured it out. I'm a fucking moron when it comes to computers, but Okay, so I got through Skypiea. Water 7 into Ennie's lobby. We're going. Shit is moving. Like there's things that are happening all the time. Right now I'm on Thriller Bark. Very much similar to those two that were snappy, I would say. It's just like you start going through a little bit more of like, we're on this new island, here's what's going on, blah blah blah, here's the guy that we're fighting, here's the situation that we're trying to get through. In Skypiea it's tough because you have the entire setup of like the concept of an island in the sky. That feels like it's like 20 episodes probably of them like finding half of the island that was the island that got shot up there, of them diving for a ship, all this bullshit. So yeah, One Piece, if it's that bad you could read it. I've heard reading it makes it go a lot faster. But other than that, you just gotta fucking nut up. I watch the anime on 1.5 speed a lot.
You could also wait because they're redoing, they're like remastering it, and they're condensing a lot of the material. They're doing like a Hunter x Hunter type thing where,
And they're making Usopp white. It's sad. Did you
um,
see that?
no, is
Oh,
he lighter?
dude, it's like the whitest person I've seen in the show. like, like it is the color of printer paper. He is Caucasian. It's crazy.
Well, that's actually woke because he's a liar. So,
Oh, wait.
yep.
A liar how? So is he doing whiteface or what? I'm confused.
No, because he's a liar. So being white matches his
Oh,
character.
okay. A liar
Uh,
and a colonizer going to islands and enforcing his pirate lying will on them.
Yup.
How do you think Captain Usopp got 10,000 soldiers under his command?
Yeah, those are slaves.
Oh
The yeah, go to One Piece. There's a downloading part, but there's also just a streaming part where you can click the link and episodes will play. I forget how to get there specifically, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. You could read it. Also, Skypiea famously, people don't like it that much, but it's very relevant. It'll once you watch like 1,000 more episodes, you'll be like, hold on, things are connecting.
Hold
Back
on,
to
these
Skypiea.
fucking these fucking flame dials have come back in a big way, baby.
There's some big overlaps, so just power through. And once you
I want Enel to
get
come
to Water
back.
7, it'll be huge.
I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where, so apparently Enel does end up going to the moon. We like on the cover stories. Have you kept up with those at all?
Yeah.
And so he's still alive up there. He could come back. I'd be chill with it. I like his fruit. I like his character. I like his big drums on his back and shit. I thought it was sick as fuck. And that's what I don't like, seeing a super powerful character and then just being like, oh, my guy beats your guy because he's made out of Wovo. That's literally crazy. Like that, I was happy to see
that's epic.
I was happy to see my guys win, but I don't know. I would like to see Enel come back. Maybe fight somebody who doesn't have that hack against him.
Oh well. Well, I'll tell you what. The playing field gets evened later on. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay. Shangoon Lover 299 says, Pablo, make a starting 5 from Overwatch characters, and Jack, please recreate Chris Bosch's champagne celebration. I don't have any champagne on me, and I don't want people to look. Oh fuck! I just knocked over my water, and now my whole setup's falling apart.
He peed the bed. His
no.
Yep.
What's your starting 5 of Overwatch, loser?
Let's see. I'm going Overwatch 1 May at center. I got the wall. I got DeFreeze actually, and I've got cryostasis. So I feel like we could do a lot in terms of rim protection. Point guard, I'll take Tracer. 2 guard, I'll take McCree, or what's his name now? Cassidy.
Cowboy.
Because Deadeye, I bet he could shoot 3 as well. I'll take Soldier 76 at the 3. He's very much like a do it all 90s or early 2000s 3 man. And then at the 4, Let's
Andre
do it.
Kirilenko.
I'll take Reaper. I feel like Reaper's got some power to him.
Okay, respect. I would do 5 Sigmas. That's what I would do.
He's a good pick because he floats and he throws balls for a living already. He's a shield.
Yeah, shit. I guess he can shoot 2 basketballs at once if you think about it. Oh man, new Fortnite season starting Fortnite. I would do fuck. There's a bunch of new Marvel items in the game. Captain
Epic.
America's shield at the point guard. It's cool. Well, it's kind of annoying because like they're way better than all the other weapons right now. Like the first week of a new season, all the new shit they've introduced is like the strongest thing in the game by far. And then they eventually like balance it out a little bit so that other weapons matter, kind of. But right now, like if I find Captain America's shield, oh my god, it's over. Holy shit.
Imagine yourself in 2017 and you were like, I wonder what I'm gonna do in the future. I wonder what it'll be like when I'm an adult. And then you get a flash forward. It's like laying in bed for my job, talking about the new Fortnite season's here. Marvel is in it. I'm gonna get Captain America's shield.
Oh my god. Yeah. My life is pretty incredible. I just got off the phone. I'm trying to get diagnosed with ADHD. Like I'm not trying. Like I have it.
I don't know. That's sus now. You just want the Adderall.
No, I'm trying to secure an ADHD diagnosis. And so I'm talking to this guy and he was super chill and everything, but like I don't know. Explaining my job to anyone. I'm like, can we talk about anything else, please? I don't want to. What do you do? I make TikToks about basketball. And I mean, at least this isn't one where sometimes people really press you and they're like, what are they about? And it's like, what if you could live off of all of Shaq's products, or what if Ronald Reagan was starting in the NBA today? Just shit like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. Talking about that with him, I was like, damn, my life is so hard. Do you have any final thoughts? That's it. That's all the requests we have. We're at hour 10. You fucks, you'll be fine. This is a perfectly long episode for a Wednesday.
This is an effective Wednesday. Pal,
take it away.
Lay down